Alright, hey gang, Jim Hart back at you here from the Hart Law Firm, and today I want to talk to you about the exciting topic of alimony, and specifically what I want to talk to you about is how to negotiate alimony in a post, I don't know, what was the tax law called last year? I can't remember. All the taxes changed, and the way it was under the old rules was that when you pay alimony, you get to deduct alimony from your income, which saves you a lot of taxes, and the person's receiving the alimony, they're going to pay some taxes, but not as much as you would pay if you're the one paying the alimony, because the argument is that you're going to be at a higher marginal tax bracket than the person that's receiving the alimony. Anyway, that was the old rule. So forget everything I just told you because the law has changed and things are a little bit different now. And in this new world, basically alimony is not tax deductible. And if you're receiving alimony, you're not having to pay taxes on that either. I'm a little parched. I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't want to do a product placement ad here, but those are pretty tasty. Anyway, in an old world, we used to negotiate alimony based on gross income. And then after we came up with a certain payment, we would do what's called grossing it up. In other words, adding a percentage to that payment to account for the fact that you were going to have to pay taxes on that. In this new world, you don't have to do that because there's no tax liability associated with the alimony payment. So what do you do? Well, as far as I can figure, the only thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go off net income instead of gross income when you're negotiating it, which kind of sucks because that means there's less income to negotiate based on. And so if someone previously made $100,000 and we negotiate alimony based on that $100,000 number, now if they make $100,000, we might have to say, okay, well, maybe they're going to have to pay somewhere in the realm of 20% in federal and state taxes, as well as Medicare and things like that. So we'd be negotiating based off $80,000 instead of $100,000. So the problem now is you have to kind of estimate what your tax liability is going to be or what your spouse's tax liability is going to be before you can really negotiate what alimony payment is going to be. So if you think the after-tax income for both of you is going to be $10,000 a month, or for the person that's paying is $10,000 a month, that's the number we'd be negotiating off of. I realize this might not be that helpful to you. It might be overly complicated, but I can't think of a better way to explain it. The bottom line is you're going to need to negotiate off of net income versus gross income. And I'm just thinking in my head now as I realize this, it actually gets more complicated than that, because what if both of you make a salary, but one of you makes a certain amount each month and the other person makes a lot more, but they're going to be paying alimony. Now you got to think about what your tax liability is going to be in the future, and you got to think about what their tax liability is going to be, and you got to net both of them out. Bottom line, it's going to be confusing because it was just a lot easier when you could deduct the income, the alimony as income from the person's tax liability, and you could figure out how much extra tax you're going to have to pay on that alimony payment. Now you got all sorts of things to worry about because you've got to try and calculate that number ahead of time. So it does get a little bit more confusing. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm sorry, this is not nearly as great of a video as I thought it was going to be, but there you have it. So what's the answer? The answer is you basically are going to negotiate off the net income versus the gross income, and you got to figure out a way to calculate what that tax liability is going to be before you can actually start negotiating alimony. There you go. So anyway, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, hit the little button down here below, hit the big thumbs up if you like what I'm talking about. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what's on your mind. I don't answer legal questions in the comments, so please don't try. And yeah, smash that little bell thingy down there. It's also down there by the subscribe button. And if you like what I'm talking about, and you'll get notified when I post more videos about the exciting world of divorce in North Carolina. I hope you have a great day, folks. Peace out. Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, I hope you really liked my last video. I really had a lot of fun with that, talking about my book. If you haven't gotten my book, hold on a sec. Just a quick plug, ask your friendly neighborhood marriage counselor and they can get you a copy of this for free if they're in the Triangle region. So there you go. That's it for today, folks. Bye-bye.